Uh, so we back, man. As you can see in the title, man, Ti is finally talking about, how he got 1 year, yeah, 1 year for 12 guns. It's always been a rumor that he told, and he did the little, what was that shit called? Crime Stoppers. He did that.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you got to do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIPS. Channel 2, community coverage. You can
But I guess he finna break it down. Shout out to Beehive, Radio Shawty, shout out to Pimp Squad Click. You hear me? Let's see what he got to say about it.
But it wasn't until the Fed case that I kind of snapped out of it. You know what I mean?
So you get ready for action, but then it causes a reaction that you wasn't really looking forward to at that time.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into a whole lot of back and forth about action, but what I will say is the reaction is documented.
And I'm talking about with the Fed case.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So that came from somebody who was around me and who had ill intent, looking at the fact that I'm overprotective and at a place where I want to defend and protect everything around me. So they used that and manipulated that to where they like, okay, look, we need this, we need this, we need this, upcharging the things they say they need. And according to the discovery, it was because he wanted to buy himself a new used Cadillac, and he needed.
I think he talking about Alpha Mega. You know what I just thought about? I just reacted to Alpha Mega talking about. So he said Alpha Mega came on his platform like 2 weeks ago, and he was speaking on a lot of this shit. If y'all know, Alpha Mega is the former artist, and he's the quote unquote snitch. He's the guy who wore a wire and set up Ti, but he said he didn't. But it's in the paperwork, and so I'm guessing that's who he talking about. Because I'm guessing that's even why he came on here, because Alpha Mega just came on this shit too. I was surprised when I seen Ti come on here. Not saying like Bi ain't a good interviewer, he don't know nobody, because he got hella great interviews and shit. But for those who don't know, that's what we talking about. Alpha Mega, former PSC artist, the nigga who set up Ti. Essentially, um, he was trying to buy a new Cadillac. Oh man.
wanted to buy himself a new used Cadillac, and he needed $6,500 to do that. So he'll upcharge me 1,000 here, upcharge me 500 there, upcharge me. You know what I mean? And this particular time, what he did was he asked somebody if they could give him something under the table, and they said, "Yeah, I know just the people," and the people they knew was the ATF, and so. And when they hit him, instead of him saying, "Man, all right, I got myself in some trouble," he say, "Nah, these ain't for me. They're for my boss." And so that's kind of how that ball of yarn became unraveled, and that's how people always wonder, like, how did you get a year and a day? Simply because I never took possession of the firearms.
Yeah.
I know he came in. I said I didn't want it, and they bust. He came. I said, "Man, what is this? I didn't ask for this," and then they came and bust. I never took possession. So
Mm. See, like I said, there was a lot of people that, from the Whack 100s to several people that, don't fuck with Ti, always talked about he snitched. But when I think about it, it's the feds, bro. Like that sounds like a conspiracy charge to me, because conspiracy is when you're about to do it, or you ain't even complete the mission yet, or you ain't even start the mission. But I mean, I guess that makes sense. But I just feel like the feds has such a notorious fucking reputation for nigga give you don't get no breaks with them. 1 year for 12 guns is crazy, but I mean, I guess if you never took actual possession of it, I don't know.
Everybody who wondered about that, there's the answer to it.
Nigga, I feel you. But mental health, though, fellas, all of y'all minds. How did y'all protect y'all mind during these trying ass times? Dro, you ready to go?
I didn't. I mean, well, you know what, bro? You know, we as black men from where I'm from,
Yeah.
like that's the last thing you think about is mental health. You be like, you'll smoke a blunt and have a drink and be like, I'm good,
I'm healthy.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's the approach that I know I took,
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying, or the people that was around me, you know what I'm saying. So the mental health. To speak about that back then, you would have just been saying some shit that's in the air. Like right now, it's very important. You feel what I'm saying, for us to pay attention to our mental health. But back then, get you a blunt, roll it up, man. You got some orange or some perp, you know what I'm saying?
Let's just be honest. You know, people as young black men, we learn how to operate off dysfunction.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's true.
Because we were raised in this.
So it was life traumatizing as it is.
Come on now.
So we learn how to just navigate through. You know what I mean? You just got to make it through.
Yeah.
Once you make it through, you just fine. But you got to make it through somehow.
Come on.
And that trauma become normalized.
Yeah, that's exactly
the thing that you gotta understand.
Yeah.
So we're going through this trauma and we normalize it. So when somebody dies, it really ain't too many tears. It's just that what happens. So what you call trauma, it's just normal life to us.
And trauma never goes away. You can never remove trauma. You can only, find better ways to cope, manage. Trauma is everlasting. Trauma is passed down through DNA to children and grandchildren. So some of the traumatic experiences or some of the traumatic energy that we may be harboring comes from the shit our daddies and granddaddies went through.
Yeah.
Because through sperm, trauma is passed down through DNA.
Hey, to be honest with you, after I got shot, I thought that was probably the best shit that could happen to me. I was like, all the hoes finna be on my dick. I'm finna do the Tupac.
You never wondered whether or not your dick would still work?
Nah, I don't know.
That's the first thing I'm thinking. Is my dick still intact?
I just felt like that was like, I was like, boy, when I get back to school, boy, these hoes finna be, boy. I made it out of the hospital, you feel what I'm saying? But the only thing that really, that's what kept me going, that I had got shot, not knowing that I was going to choose different friends. I was going to choose different women. I was going to choose where I hang at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, like, my mental health so messed up from the trauma, and then I had to go to rehab to find out what was actually ticking in my head. Like I could be sitting somewhere right now and be like thinking the worst thing about a person just because I got shot. I'm like, what is this nigga finna do to me?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So mental health now is more important. You know what I'm saying? Now that it's like more common to talk about. You know, it's a good thing to talk about right now.
Okay. Um, I agree with them on the mental health part. I'm just still thinking about this gun shit. Like, he said so T.I. got a year for 12 guns, right? Let me see something. Let's see. Let's look it up. Okay. Rapper T.I. pleads guilty in U.S. gun case. This is an article from March 27th, 2008. All right. Grammy Award winning rapper T.I. reversed course on Thursday and pleaded guilty to 3 charges of illegal weapons possession. The 27-year-old rapper could have faced up to 10 years in prison for each of the charges. So that's 3 charges to 30 years, federal. But under terms of his plea agreement, see, he took a plea. He will receive a lighter penalty. Sentencing will be delayed until March 2009. In the meantime, T.I., who was born Clifford Harris, must serve at least 1,000 hours of community service. If he lives up, so even before he got sentenced, he had to do 1,000 hours of community service. If he lives up to his deferred sentencing agreement, he will be sentenced to 1 year in prison, pay a $100,000 fine, spend 3 years under supervised release, including a year of home detention. He was on house arrest. Um, and perform a total of 1,500 hours of community service. U.S. Attorney David Naim, or whatever his name is, said in a statement. Um, Let me see. And this is a super old. This is like from around that. This is it should say 16 years ago. This article is like from them times, like so it won't. It probably wasn't doctored or nothing like that. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, share, notification bell. I'm gone. Yeah.